All right, next up here on the news you care about, HBO is going to remaster The Wire. All 60 episodes will be remastered in 16:9 full-frame HD from the original 4:3.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah,
Nick, you've seen the show.
No, I don't think it's going to be. Here's my question with it: is how are they doing that? Because when you shoot something in 4:3 and then you can't go back. You framed every shot for something that's 4:3,
Yeah.
and when you add the extra, vertical or I guess horizontality of it, where does that go?
Right.
So you're going to be looking at
Pan and
poorly,
scan and all this crap.
either pan and scan, or maybe they're taking the master and they're cropping down from there. I don't know what they're going to do, but either way, and
That's
the
a good
show's
question.
creator himself even came out and said, I don't know how we're going to do this because some of the shots are going to look better, but most of them are just going to be really weird and not.
Yeah, David Simon wrote a blog post saying this. He says some things are going to look better, but then he goes, and even with our best resizing, touch-ups, and maneuver, there are some things that are simply not as good. Yeah. That's the inevitability. This new version, after all, exists in an aspect ratio that simply wasn't intended or serviced for by the filmmakers.
Yeah.
So my question, you yesed it. You've been one of the people always yelling at me to watch The Wire.
Yeah, no,
still haven't.
it's my favorite show of all time.
Are you worried about this? This strikes me as the whole Jurassic Park thing, right? Like, you got so hung up on if you could, you didn't ask if you should.
Yes, yeah. No, so I feel like
It's a great reference. Thank you for that.
we're in this day and age now where...
You went French fries, I stayed potato.
Okay, Jesus. I hear that all the time
This is
now.
more Julian.
We're in this day and age now where I feel like people are so spoiled by the way they consume media that I don't know if a lot of people watch things with subtitles. They don't watch things where the bars are cut off on the side. Like a lot of people just look at something like that and they go, oh, this is ugly and old. I don't need to do this.
Yeah.
And because of that, a great show like The Wire is going to be ignored forever. Now, I wish I could strangle everyone across the world and just be like, watch this. It looks good, even though it's only in a square instead of a rectangle.
Yeah.
But I can't. So if this is the next best thing to get people to watch it, and it looks a little weird, it might look weird to people like us because we've seen the original show a bunch. But for somebody who's never seen it before, maybe it won't be too distracting.
It's 100% true. The first time I started watching it I watched it with my wife, and what's the first thing she said? Why are those bars on the side?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I do hate going back
I
and seeing
get that,
4:3.
and you're absolutely right. Now that I'm thinking more and more about it, as long as it fills the frame, at least that won't distract. And the storytelling really is.
Yeah.
The character arcs and storytelling really is the power of that show.
Yeah.
Not necessarily. It's not an action show.
No, it's not.
You're
There
really
was-
just sitting watching really good actors act.
There's a fact that I believe a cop has only fired a gun on that show once.
Is that real?
And
Is that true?
it was by accident indoors. No one is. There was never like chase him down, pop, pop, pop. Like that. You don't. There's not a lot of high speed chases.
They're not Starsky and
so-
Hutching this.
No, not at all. There's no cars that like jump over volcanoes.
I wish
or
they were.
anything.
What if they added that back in, like Lucas style? You
Hey,
go back
they
and
got
watch
on
it,
that
and
extra
there's just
room on the
cars, and
side.
Everyone's like firing at
They
each
can
other.
put plates.
They take out the gun and put in a Roman candle that went off accidentally.
So I think a lot of us are thinking about it. Like, you remember when games came out on Xbox 360, like old arcade games, and they put those ugly borders on the
Yeah.
side.
Yeah.
Like you play like Ninja Turtles, the arcade, and there'd be like a picture of Michelangelo on the side eating the pizza the whole time. He's like cowabunga, and it was like really distracting.
Yeah.
Why is that there?
Yeah, and you're like, why is it there? I think people are worried about it like that. But I mean, look, I think they can find a solution for this, and if not, I'll just keep watching the originals.